So you finally got your iPad for school or university and decided to embrace the magical world of digital note-taking. The biggest choice that you have to make is choosing the app that you want to use to take notes on your iPad. If you've done your research, you'll know that the entire iPad note-taking sphere is dominated by two apps, Goodnotes and Notability. It's crazy how an $8 app dictates your entire note-taking experience on the iPad. In this video, I'm going to break these two apps down for you, showing you exactly what each app excels in and help you come to a conclusive decision on which app to go for. So, let's get right into it. To kick things off, a note-taking app doesn't mean anything if it can't give you what you need. I know everyone is different, but the main criteria that you should expect from any note-taking app is good organization. The app should have all the tools and features that you require. The app should be practical and simple to use. And lastly, and most importantly, the app should have a good writing experience. These are the four key factors that are going to sway your decision either way. And these four factors make up the entire basis of this video. Let's delve into the first point, organization. When I first installed both of these apps, I realized that both of these apps approach organization very differently. Notability has these tabs, which are like your files in real life. Each file has its little divider, and within each divider, your notes are kept in there. This approach forces you to be organized and structured. On the other hand, Goodnotes takes a much different approach to this. Goodnotes looks very similar to your computer in a sense that you have folders to organize your notes. This folder approach is a little messier, and it requires you to take the initiative to put things neatly away into folders. But the end result allows you much more flexibility than the app Notability. This really comes down to your personal preference and how you would prefer to organize your notes. Let's talk about the second point, stationery. Each app should have the tools that you require for your note-taking. Let's start with the most basic one, the pen tool. In Notability, you can tap on this icon and you'll be presented with all the different sizes of pens as well as the different colors. There's a pre-configured color palette to choose from, as well as the option to add your own colors to the palette. Notability has a very minimalistic appeal as it limits the amount of customization available. On the contrary, Goodnotes gives you endless amounts of customization as it allows you to customize your pen size down to the very millimeter and gives you a much broader selection of colors to choose from. You might think that Notability's simplistic approach is the better way to go, but Goodnotes has a trick up its sleeve that might change your mind. As you can see here on Goodnotes, you can select your top 3 favorite colors, which you can quickly and easily toggle through when you're busy note-taking. Notability doesn't have that feature, which forces you to keep going into the full color menu every single time that you want to switch a color. It might seem insignificant, but trust me, this little convenience will save you so much more time in a fast-paced lecture. Let's move on to the second most important tool, the highlighter. Both of these apps approach the highlighter tool very differently, and the best way I can describe this to you is by illustrating it. Notability gives you this translucent marker that goes over your text when you highlight. I'm not such a fan of this because when you highlight, it ever so slightly makes the text more difficult to see. With this in mind, it's important to choose colors that won't make your highlighted text difficult to read. Goodnotes has a highlighter tool that will blow your mind. The highlighted part literally goes behind your text. This makes your text pop out regardless of the color that you choose, and in my opinion, this app has the edge here if you do a lot of highlighting. The next tool that you require for note-taking is the eraser tool. You'll be mistaken if you thought there's not so much to say about the eraser tool in these two apps. Let me explain. Notability has your usual eraser, but Goodnotes has a little convenient trick up its sleeve. It has the option where you can select to erase highlighted parts only and not your notes underneath. The other cool thing is that you can choose to automatically deselect the eraser after having used it. This means that once you've used the eraser, it will automatically switch back to your pen tool. I love this feature as I don't have to constantly be tapping between my pen and eraser tool every single time I make a mistake. The next important feature that I require while note-taking is being able to draw straight lines and geometric shapes quickly and easily. In both apps, holding down your pen after drawing a shape will automatically straighten and correct the line or shape that you're trying to draw. Goodnotes has a separate geometric tool that you can select, and it'll automatically detect what you're trying to draw and correct that line or shape. This is much quicker when you're drawing up a lot of graphs or tables tables is you don't have to hold down after drawing each line. Let's talk about the third criteria that I have for these apps. Both of these apps need to be practical and simple to use on an everyday basis. And I'm glad to tell you that Goodnotes and Notability excel in this department, as they both provide you conveniences that you can't get when note-taking on a physical piece of paper. This includes being able to move your notes around, color code your notes after you've written them, and even grab images straight off the internet and pop them right into your notes. I mean, how cool is that? You can also search for keywords in your notes that you've written, and these apps will literally find it for you. I was so amazed when I first figured out that you can do that. I have to admit that Goodnotes has a slightly superior recognition software, as it can detect words better even if your handwriting is bad. One feature that Notability has going for it is the ability to record your lecturer speak while you write down notes at a lecture. Later on, you can replay the voice recording back, and it will show you exactly what you wrote at the exact time while the lecturer spoke about that topic. This is nice to have in case you missed what the lecturer said. Goodnotes doesn't have this feature, but you can emulate this functionality by screen recording with your microphone on as you use Goodnotes. The final criteria I have for a note-taking app is a very good writing experience. The type of experience that makes you enjoy the process of translating your thoughts into writing. To be fair, with both apps, you're still technically writing on the iPad glass screen, but the huge difference is the way your handwriting looks in each of these apps. Writing notes in Notability feels good, but you'll notice that your handwriting has that digital look and feel to it. Goodnotes literally blew my mind the first time I tried it. The way the app processes your handwriting is something I can't explain, and it seems that the sole intention of this app was to give you that realistic, inky feel when taking notes. There's something special about writing notes in this app that sets it apart from every other note-taking app out there. Your handwriting looks more refined and neater when note-taking on Goodnotes, and that for me is huge. Goodnotes gives me the writing experience that keeps me coming back to it every time I try Notability. It's such a subjective thing, but you have to try it out to realize what I mean. So to bring you back into the bigger picture, both of these apps are amazing, and you can't go wrong if you choose either one. Both these apps are just tools in your note-taking arsenal, and the main idea here is to get into that note-taking process and express your thoughts into writing. So in an ideal world, you could literally just get both these apps because they're so good. But if you could only choose one, personally, for me, I would go with Goodnotes. The incredible writing experience, coupled with the little quirks that Goodnotes offers, really allows me to enjoy the process of learning, which is really what you're meant to do while you're at school or university. And that, for me, totally changes the game. I hope this video helped you in understanding why I chose Goodnotes as my primary note-taking app of choice. If this video helped you, be sure to subscribe and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and I also want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. So that rounds up the whole video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.